through barbering, I got to know some people and got
Ah,
introduced to Forex through a cousin of a girl that I started seeing.
okay, that's interesting. All right.
So university basically taught me how to teach myself. A lot of people go to uni and they don't learn much from it. They just learn how to teach themselves. So what I did was I went the free route and I did my own research into it.
Okay.
And I learned every strategy you could think of, like retail to smart money to like algorithmic EAs and whatnot.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Traders Talk podcast where we sit down with some of the best traders, funded, non-funded in the game, just so we can hear their story. Today I've got a pretty special guest with me. I've got EJ. It's somebody I met on Instagram, a great trader. He's also been a staple part of my community for a long time, sharing some amazing trades. And I've just seen his growth so much, and I really want to get to know his story. So we're going to be going through the normal questions that we always ask on this podcast so we can get an insight into EJ's story and kind of how he got into trading, how he kind of found some success with trading, and what he's doing now, because I've seen him grow so much and become so profitable and doing so amazing. I just want to know, the hardships and kind of some of the stuff that he went through. So thank you for coming on the podcast, EJ. I know you're having a great night already. We're just going to hop into the first question, man. So you're a trader, you live in Canada, but other than that, what was life like before you started trading? Like, how long ago did you start trading? What were you doing, and what was like the game plan for your life, man?
Right. So before I started trading, I was in school. I was in university,
Okay.
living with my dad, not with my mom. They were separated when I was young. Didn't really have a direction, kind of just getting through my psychology degree.
Okay.
Didn't think it was for me. I figured that out early on, and I really wanted to pursue more of an entrepreneurial route in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started working every job you could think of, any minimum wage job. Like I had two retail clothing jobs, and then I worked also at Tim Hortons for a little bit. Anyone that's not Canadian, that's like our
So,
equivalent of McDonald's, right?
right.
So working odd jobs in university, I decided to drop out and pursue barbering full time.
Okay.
I have a video on my YouTube that a lot of people can check out if you want to get to know me a bit, but
Okay.
just a quick spiel. My dad, he ended up buying me a pair of clippers for one Christmas, and that's when I really decided maybe I could cut hair for full time for a living instead of these minimum wage jobs. So I decided to pursue that full time. I dropped out of university. I did an internship at a barbershop downtown in Ottawa,
Okay.
and they eventually hired me full time. And I just stopped. I stopped university completely. And then through barbering, I got to know some people and got
Ah.
introduced to Forex through a cousin of a girl that I started seeing.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. So, university. You started doing psychology. You went in for psychology. I'm assuming that was
Yeah.
unintentional. Like you didn't plan on going in. Like you didn't really want to go there for psychology, right?
Honestly, man, like you've seen Law and Order, right?
No, I actually haven't seen that show. No.
No?
No.
Okay. So there's a lot of crime shows like Criminal
Okay.
Minds, Law and Order. Those shows really intrigued me for some reason when I was
Okay.
young. And I thought going to get a psychology degree and minor in criminology, I could become like a forensics
Oh.
analyst or something. But yeah, no. You realize very quickly when you're actually immersed into the field that that's not really the end goal for most people in these degrees. They're
Right.
just general degrees. You can't get like a specific job with them.
Right. Right. Okay.
So
So,
yeah.
you're working at the barbershop. At this point, I'm assuming you probably that's not what you wanted to do forever. So you were looking for something else. So from that time that somebody introduced you to trading, what was the next step you took? Did you just start like YouTubing it, or did somebody like introduce you to a course, or did you find out somebody who's helping you? How did that go down?
Yeah, so I did pursue the free route like most traders. I went deep into YouTube. Um, so university basically taught me how to teach myself. A lot of people go to uni and they don't learn much from it. They just learn how to teach themselves. So what I did was I went the free route and I did my own research into it.
Okay.
And I learned every strategy you could think of, like retail to smart money to like algorithmic EAs and whatnot. But
Right.
going the free route definitely like it hinged my journey a little bit, I'll say, in my growth.
For sure. Okay. Yeah. So that was in the beginning. So in the beginning, you went to YouTube, whatever, online, whatever you could find, and you did basically strategy hop, which is what a lot of people do. For me, it was a little bit different. I did do the free route, but right away when I saw you can make money with trading, so I started with crypto trading, and I did it on Binance, and I made a little bit of money, and I was so fed up with my job. I was like, I need to do something else, like something where I don't have to clock in, clock out, and right away I knew trading was it. So I didn't give a shit. Like I just started buying courses left, right, center. The first course I bought was $1,300, and I can't lie, it taught me a lot about trading. And then I bought a bunch of courses, and then I realized courses aren't going to make me profitable, but they are helping. Like they would help me learn. One would help me learn market structure. One would help me learn about something fibs or something, like the smaller time frames. And then I would go to like the free route and start learning shit myself. So that was like my beginning sort of. And then so how long have you been trading for at this point?
Up to this point, I'd say I'm going on 4 years. 4 years, yeah. 4 years.
Okay. So you're on year four, and I've seen you killing the charts. Like honestly, I've seen you murdering the charts recently. I know you've been doing amazing. So from when you started to when you really started getting your first withdrawal, or you kind of made some money, you know what I'm saying? How long was that time period that you weren't making any, like nothing?
Right.
You were just losing money.
So, like most people, when you go the free route, it takes a while. It takes a little
Yeah,
longer, right?
for sure.
So I spent the first 2 years the free route, and honestly, like the biggest mistake I made was strategy hopping. That's number one. Everyone does it. It's fine. You know,
Yeah.
you fall into like the pattern of, oh, this strategy doesn't work, so I'm gonna hop into another one, right? It wasn't until the 2.5 year mark where I started investing in actual education. So I bought maybe like 4 different courses,
Right.
no, 5 different courses, um, and just took a little bit from each one, right? Like what you said, your strategy was made just basically nitpicking from
Yeah, 100%.
other courses that you took, because not every strategy like works with your personality, with your trading style, right? So what I did was I did the free route, paid my dues, lost my money. Um, Actually blew my mom's inheritance.
Damn.
I mentioned that in the video as well. Yeah, it was about like 11 grand, 11 grand.
Okay,
And
but
I
still.
spent it all on, I'd say 80% of it was spent on education and 20% was just little live trading accounts, just blown,
Okay.
right? So yeah, 2.5 years, I took it like really serious. And then around the 3 year mark, I started seeing some break even
Right.
profitability, right? It was kind of near when I joined your community, LP.
Okay. I mean, the way you said I blew my mom's inheritance, that was crazy. But you said that you spent 80% of it on education. So you didn't blow it all on just max position sizing on random trades, right? So
No.
that's good. So I know you're still kind of, you're in middle of your journey. The journey really never ends. I'm still on my journey. Like, I don't think I've achieved, man, some of the things that I could probably achieve. What is like one goal you kind of want to activate? We're in a new year. You know, you've recently, you've started killing the charts. What's one thing you want to like really hit this year with your trading?
So this year with my trading, I would really love to touch 6 figures of my personal capital. Right now, my
Amazing.
big account's only 5 figures. And I also want to pursue funded capital because I see, all the traders getting funded left, right, and center. Who cares if they lose the account? At least some of them are pulling a profit out of the
Yeah.
account, right? So honestly, this year I'm trying to get my psychology right for the funding. I've only really
Right.
been trading personal for a long time. But once I get over that little hurdle of,
Right.
maybe passing like a 10K and then getting a tiny little payout to fund another one, then I'll be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really great goal. And you know what? You're fine. Because I see what I'm starting to notice is like it's almost like I don't know. It's like a thing to become funded now. It's like people can't even trade and they're taking challenges. People will message me and be like, "Yo, I
Right.
just started trading like 5 days ago. I'm about to do this challenge." I'm like, "Why?" You know what I mean? So having a personal account is amazing because you can withdraw whenever you want. You can withdraw just enough if you need money for this week, or if you want to go on vacation, you can withdraw more money. I think what you did, we recently just went on vacation. But for me, it's been a little bit of a different journey because I started like I got profitable the first month I got funded. So maybe that's why my brain is like wired a bit different. Because I just can't trade small personal accounts. I always over leverage and stuff. So funding has been good for me. But my goal for this year is actually the same as yours, to have 6 figures in personal capital. And I'm not too far away from that. I just don't trade my personal account as much as I do trade the funded accounts. But if I'm traveling, I will trade my personal account, things like that. So what's your average day look like? Because I know right now you're also like part-time, you're doing the barber thing, right? So what does your day look like if you have, because a lot of people ask me like, how do you manage work and trading at the same time? So not everybody's job's the same, right? Like I had a 9 to 5, but my job was working from home. So I had that advantage to me, right? I had a 49-inch monitor where I would like split work in half and then I'd be trading half. So you, with the type of job you have, you can't really be on a computer, like your business, right? So how do you manage your day and your trades if you got work and you have to trade at the same time?
So I live on the East Coast, like you used to. You lived in Toronto, it was, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wake up around 7 just before New York session.
Okay.
And New York's my bread and butter, basically. I trade mostly USD pairs, but I will add like the odd yen pair, or the odd yen pair, I should say, or, like US 30. But for the most part, I'll wake up for New York around 7, monitor the charts a little bit before that 9:30 volume kicks in, get my kids ready for school, drop them off. If I have time, I'll go to the gym in the morning, try and get my entries before I go to the gym so that I'm not like on my phone. Because I find trading on my phone, I make bad decisions sometimes.
Yes.
So being by the computer is always helpful. So work usually starts for me around noon.
Right.
That's how I set my schedule. That's how I like it, because the New York volume usually dies off around noon. So if I can work from noon to like 6, 7 towards the end of New York session, that's perfect for me.
Okay. Do you trade that little bit of Asia during the evening, like 7 to 10 p.m.?
Yeah, I usually monitor what's going on in Asia, because sometimes you notice week to week, the session volume can change. You can get like pre-London entries that are super clean and then they fly through and then you wake up into profit, or you avoid Asia altogether because it's a manipulation. So you really have to monitor what's happening on the chart with the pair you're looking at.
Right.
But for the most part, I'd say majority of like my scalp entries are done through Asia because it has like the lowest volatility usually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm in this weird transition because I love New York. I love trading New York. Like you saw me in the summer, I was active as hell, in the Discord, and I was trading.
Murderer, killer.
I was killing it, and then so now I'm transitioning into this weird phase of London, but then London for me becomes like late afternoon, and I'm kind of like weird and lazy. So it's weird. I'm trading I'm trading late Asia and London Open. I'm still trying to figure out my groove to that. But so with your personal capital, when you got that first, like I don't know how big your first withdrawal might have been, but did that make it kind of make this trading stuff feel a bit more real? Like your first one, because like you're always like putting money in, it's going, it's losing, accounts are being blown. But the first time you withdraw it and you buy something or you go out, did that like make it feel real? Like make it feel more serious to you?
Yeah, 100%, man. The first thing I bought was this iPad right here.
Damn.
This bad boy. It's a little blurred out. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my bad boy right here, man. It was like one withdrawal I made. When was this? Like a year and a half ago? A while ago? No, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years I bought that thing. Yeah, it was a good feeling, man, honestly, because you go from losing for so long and wondering if like, it's you or if it's the market. And then when you finally can like purchase something that you made out of thin air by pressing a button, like it just makes you want to spread the word like a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, because it's tangible, right? My first payout, I bought an iPhone 12 Pro Max. I couldn't afford it at the time, but because of the money, I did buy it. So it was every day. It was like a reminder. All right, this is from the money from trading. And then eventually that summer, my whole trading space was like from profit splits. So I could be sitting there having a bad day, but I could look around and be like, okay, it's all right. This all came from trading. So just chill out, relax, be disciplined, things like that. Now, that's great that you got that payout, but between that 2 year period when you were just losing money. I understand, you had another source of income, which we're going to touch on in a second, but what kind of kept you pushing with trading? Like, why didn't you just quit? Like some people, like most people do, because they don't see anything in it. It's kind of hard. It's exhausting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very difficult. Honestly, that's when you have to dig deep and you really need to know your why.
Yes.
So when I blew my mom's inheritance, um, it was a big factor in me staying in the game longer because to me that was like the biggest investment, right? You only lose your money when you quit,
100%.
essentially, when it comes to trading. So that alone was an investment, and another one was a lot of the people around me, they didn't understand what I was doing. Like
Right.
most traders,
100%.
it's a common thing. Families and friends, they don't understand like what you're doing at all, and they don't realize the potential that there is
Yeah.
in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's just a sense of like wanting to prove people wrong.
Right. Right.
If that's,
That makes
I don't
sense.
know, it sounds kind of narcissistic, but it's just like little driving factors that just keep you going, even if you're losing.
Yo, that really touched with me because I got so obsessed with trading. It was so weird because I can't say I hated my job, but I just hated the 9 to 5 grind. It just didn't feel right to me. Like I've said it in a couple of vlogs and like Calvin's podcast where like I was like, what does it feel like to go out on a Tuesday? Because I wasn't allowed. Like I've never been out. So I got so obsessed with trying to make it as a trader that I would sit on the like I would wake up at 5 a.m. then I would work, then I would like my family thought I was crazy. Like my mom said, you need to go see a psychologist. Like I had other family members telling me, don't, like just stop. This is not healthy. And I was like I don't want to say, but I was like, F you. Like, yo, I'm gonna make this work somehow. I don't know, but I hope one day it does. And then
Yeah.
and it did kind of work out in a way. So that's good. All right, I'm gonna just edit for a second. Edit. What's your
Sure.
trading routine? Da, 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 da. Okay, we'll go back into this. Edit. All right. So, is there anything that you feel like has improved in you as a person? Like something that you had to improve within yourself to become a better trader? Because trading is all about like discipline, and like I got a better sense of myself. Like I got to find out some things about myself that I didn't know. Do you feel like there were some changes that came into your life that by force you had to do because just to become a better trader?
Yeah, 100%. So number one, you have to cut loose ends. Like anybody
Yes.
that's around you that doesn't, support the vision or provide value, you've got to cut them right away, bro. Like there's no way you can survive long enough in this trading game because it's
Yeah.
mentally taxing. You can't have negative people around you. That's number one. But in terms of trading and how it changed me and me as a person, I could go back to my acronym for the brand that I represent, CPA.
Right.
One, it taught me consistency. It taught me consistency in my life, going to the
Yes.
gym, drinking my water, right? And it taught me patience, waiting for the right setup,
Yeah.
right? You have to be patient as a trader. And it taught me acceptance, which is accepting a win or accepting a loss, right? You can apply it to everything in life. All three of those things have made me a better person as a whole. And that's why it's like my leading philosophy.
Okay. Awesome. And yeah, 100%. I had to bring some changes in myself as well. Now I also know that you're also like people can actually learn from you now, right? So we'll leave some links in the description below. But if somebody joins your program, kind of what can they expect from you, and what can they expect to sort of, how much content is there, all of that stuff. Do you have your own community?
Yeah, of course. So we run a Discord right now. It's
Okay.
me and three other traders, friends of mine. They're admins. They're pretty advanced, profitable traders as well. You can expect to see a course. We have a 7 chapter, 21 video course available to all the members inside the Discord, as well as weekly webinars that we're going to shoot Sundays. It'll
Okay.
involve me and some of the guys that are going to be working alongside me.
Cool. Awesome. So again, guys, if you guys want to check out EJ's information, it's going to be in the links in the description below. Now, also, I wanted to touch on one more thing, man. This I feel like is
Sure.
super important. A lot of traders I see come into the game and they just want to make trading a do or die, and that's it. They just want to be a trader. They don't want to do nothing else. Even if you're making a bunch of money from trading, trust me, it's stressful as hell. Having other streams of income is so important. I feel like it's completely changed my trading, and I'm not ashamed to say it. So it's really like, I like the way that you did the barber thing. You're still doing it, and I would assume you're still gonna want to do it even if you have trading income coming in. For me, having multiple
100%.
streams of income makes a huge difference. Like, do you think that's like, how important do you think that is, and why?
Dude, that's number one as a trader. A lot of people,
Yeah,
they have this dream to go full time, right? But even my right hand man that taught me this game, he's from the UK and he's also an admin in my group.
right.
He's going to be helping me alongside. He actually ended up quitting his job a little too early in his journey, and it really hindered his trading. Like, we had long conversations about it, that having income on the side
So important.
is crucial in your decision making when you're in the market, because when you trade from a position of needing to make money, you don't make sound decisions as a trader. It's not the right position to be in. So having additional income on the side is totally necessary.
It's crazy because I'm lucky that when I quit my job, I made sure I had 6 months of like income buffer before I quit my job. And as soon as I quit my job, I lost all my funded accounts. I lost everything, but at least I had money. And I've seen people do it where I had somebody in Discord who like just like decided to be a full-time day trader. Like, that's what they were going to devote their life to. And like after a year, they're like, holy shit, I'm done. Like, I'm going to die. It's just not possible. You need to continue working your job. You need to create, even if you quit your job and you're making money from trading, you need to create another source of income from somewhere else, because then it's just less tax. It's like, if you don't make money this week, you're like, all right, whatever, it's all good. But if you're making money from another stream of income, you're just going to be a much better trader, because you're going to be more loose, more relaxed. You're just going to be taking better risks. Like, you're going to be managing your risk much better. So some amazing gems that you dropped on this podcast, EJ. One last thing, what advice would you give to the break-even trader, somebody that's kind of stuck in a rut, or maybe they're still early on in their journey? What's the best way that they can improve right now if they want to be sort of in your position? And what's the advice you would give to yourself, like, when you were a year and a half into your trading?
So number one thing I would say is get off social media.
Yeah.
Get out of those groups that you're in. Stop talking to your friends about your trade setups, because every single little thing that you pay attention to is going to influence the decisions you make that day. We can only make one or two big decisions a day before a lot of outside influence can affect what's going on. So number one, I would say, is try and stick to your guns. Build that intuition over time while you're trading in the market. Follow your strategy and just eliminate all outside distractions. Do that for a month and tell me that your trading won't improve.
It's facts. Especially the social media thing, I think, is a big thing. Seeing so many people posting MT4 shots, it just can really mess with your head, right? You need to just cut all that stuff off. And that's honestly, that's when I started improving my trading. I just cut everything off, everybody off, and I just sort of went into the charts. But it was crazy. Anyways, if you guys want to check out EJ's information, his Instagram, his course, all that stuff is going to be linked in the description below. And he also has a YouTube channel, so make sure to go over there, subscribe, like his videos, check him out. He's got some great content.